beautiful souls! I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, I want to talk to you about finding your joy. This came to me yesterday. It was a full new awareness of, it just came to me. So this is what happened. Out of nowhere, for no reason at all, I mean human reason, of course, I thought back to a time where I read my report card from childhood. I have no idea. I don't remember how old I was. Maybe it was 5th, 6th, 7th grade. I don't know. It's one of the few report cards that I have here right now in my adult life. I have no idea where it is. But I remember reading it and reading the comments that the teacher made, not just the grades. And in the comments, this teacher wrote, Valeria does not engage in things that she likes. She doesn't do the things that she likes to do. And I remember reading this and thinking, what kind of things do I like to do? Like, what is she talking about? I mean, aren't we in school? Aren't we supposed to follow the things that are being told? At what time of the day are we able to engage in things that we really like to do? And what does she even know about me? And what exactly is it that I like to do that I'm not engaging in? And as you can hear in my voice, I was very defensive. I was very defensive about what this teacher wrote, but at the same time, I was confused because I was thinking, what do I like to do? What is she talking about? Does she see in me something I want to do and like to do that I'm not engaging in? But I don't even know what that is myself. That was the key. I didn't know what it was that I like to do myself. But somehow she saw this. And why did this come to my awareness yesterday? Right? In my adult life, at this point of my healing journey, out of nowhere, like seriously and literally, I have no idea why it came up. And here is the key. I realized that one statement that this teacher saw in me when I was a child, I had been repeating all of my life. Do you know how powerful that is? I have been doing things to please others. I have been doing things because it's the right thing to do. I have been doing things because I was told that this is what I should do, or it was the most proper thing to do, or could do, or whatever it is. My whole life, guys. I'm laughing now, of course, because of the that this memory brought up in me, right? And so it's like, what? Now, don't get me wrong, I have done things that I have done for me because I wanted to do it at different points in my life, but I haven't continued to do them. This is key, and here it is. So as a child, you are living with your parents, most of us, or with adults who take care of us, and we are doing the things that they tell us to do, right? Behave well, do this, do that, go to sleep at this time, whatever it is. And then as we become adults, if we get a partner in our life, we end up doing what? Conforming to their wishes and needs to make them happy and to please them, because we have been taught from early childhood to please our parents by doing the things that they are telling us to do. And so as a child, if you want to do something and you're not able to do it, but then you have to do what your parents are telling you to do, and then your parents are happy about that, and they're not happy when you do whatever you want and you don't listen to them, then you learn as a child that in order to make other people happy, you have to do what they want over the wishes and things that you want to do yourself. Do you see how big this is? And so if in adulthood you get married or you have a partner that you're living with, you are going to use what you learned as a child, and you're going to give to the other person and do things with the other person to please them over the things that you really want to do. This is so hard to unlearn because it has been put upon us since we were kids. It is more true, I dare say, for females than males. Because females are all about the feelings and the empathy and feeling good and letting the others feel good as well. Whereas men, they will do this as well, but men are more direct. They're more into the like, okay, what's the problem? Let's do it and let's move on. And it's a little bit different, right? It doesn't mean that men don't go through the same conditioning, and that they're not repeating the same things in adult life. It just seems to be a little bit more for females, especially because of society, the way society looks at women, that, here to please or take care of the family. You just go back whatever decade you want to choose, and there's like some type of role where the woman is supporting the male in whatever it is that he is doing in his life. You can find evidence of this everywhere. Of course, you can find evidence of the opposite as well, especially within the last 20 years from where we are right now. But for the most part, for so many years, it's been the other way around. And it has been conditioned by society, by our parents, by, teachers, bosses, all of that. And we tend to not do the things that we really want to do in order to keep the peace and to please others. And this is exactly what I have been repeating over and over and over. And I got a little bit off where I was going with this. So when you are with a partner or with a boss, or like if you're continuing your life as, we're planning on doing, usually this continues to happen. And it is only if you're single, like living on your own, not attached, you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, and perhaps you don't even have a job, maybe you are an entrepreneur, that is like the only time that you are actually making decisions to live your life the way you want to do, because you're choosing to do them without meaning to please others or doing them in the way that others are telling you to do it and or behave. Does that make sense? This is important because as we move, as so many people move from living at home with the parents to living at home with a partner, we continue the pattern. It is only when something happens, like we just leave home and we're not with a partner, or we get a divorce, or we lose our partner, and we're finally, I say finally as if it's like our goal, we're finally on our own, that we're able to really decide what it is that we like, we want, and then act upon those things, right? And at this point, if you're able to tune into you and on the things that you want because you want them to do, if you're able to tune into that, great. But it is key for you to heal the wound of pleasing others over pleasing yourself first. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to meet somebody else, get involved with someone else, and someone else can be a romantic partner or like a boss, right? Someone who's above you or that you need to report to. And you are going to create and repeat the same pattern with that person. It's going to continue to repeat itself until you heal enough to be able to stand on your 2 feet and say, no, this is who I am. This is what makes me happy. This is the way I'm going to be. This is the way I'm going to show up. And it is so powerful to feel into the energy and to know what this is, because if we don't, then what happens? You just keep repeating it and repeating it forever. So in my life, I have gone through a divorce. I have left the home. I have been on my own several times. And it is on those times that I was alone that I was able to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, the way I wanted. And let me tell you, it is the most freedom I've ever experienced, the most joy I've ever experienced, the more I have ever created with my artwork and just being this like joyful being that is the true being that I am. But back then, all of those times that I was able to do that and connect with myself and do those things, I didn't know about all of this healing stuff. I didn't know that I was just being myself at that point, but I wasn't healing the root of it. And so what happened is that every single time that I met someone else and that I brought someone else in my life, what happened? I began to change and go back to the pleasing them over pleasing me in order to keep the peace and follow the steps of the conditioning that had been put upon me. And that is what I have been doing. And this is why I'm telling you, because I know that you have been doing it as well as you're going through your journey, your life. I'm pointing this out because once you're able to be on your own, make decisions on your own, without the judgments of your parents, your partner, whomever it is, then anchor into that and decondition yourself. Get to the point where you heal so much that then you're able to bring someone into your life and continue being you. You for you. You for pleasing you. You for doing the things that bring you joy, not because they're going to bring joy and peace to other people. It's about you, right? As long as you continue to anchor into your own light and being yourself and being able to express yourself just the way you are without having to hold back. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's someone that you know how they are, you kind of like figure them out, and you know that if you say something this way, you're going to get pushback, and if you say this other way, then it's going to be easier, and if you don't say it at all, then you know what? It's going to be the most pleasant relationship that you have with that person. And at the cost of you not speaking your mind or saying the thing that you want to say. Losing yourself, lying to yourself, going back to the conditioning of not being you, not doing the things that you want to when you want to, the way you want to, because it just brings you joy, without needing to explain that I want to go outside in the snow with bare feet just because it brings me joy. Huh? Something crazy to other people, something that people are like, why would you want to do that? That's crazy. Whatever it is, right? You're doing it because it brings you joy. Tune into you, your feelings, what it is that you want to do, how you want to express yourself, when you want to do it. If there's a trip coming up, if there's a vacation coming up, where do you want to go? What do you want to do for this holiday season? Do you want to go and meet with your family and spend all that beautiful time with them? Or do you rather like just take off and go somewhere else, completely different, a different country, have a vacation and not see anybody and just enjoy yourself? Of course, it all depends on your life, your relationships, and what you're valuing at that time, right? But really, choose what brings you joy without feeling guilty of what other people are going to say, think, or feel. No, this is not being selfish, like I don't care about anybody else and I'm doing whatever I want and they're going to have to deal with it. No, it's about you doing something that you really want because it brings you joy, and at the same time, seeing everybody else that might be involved or not involved or left out with love and light, and sending them love and compassion for being who they are, and allowing them to have their choices and go along with their choices as you are choosing your choices and doing whatever makes you happy. It's important because when you do that and when you show them, and I'm just pointing this out because it's really coming in strong that this is something perhaps for some of you here listening. Let's say you do decide to go on vacation instead of going to visit your family or be with your family during the holidays because you just need a break and you want to do it, and you rather spend the money on that than traveling to see your family, right? If it's something that's bringing you joy and peace and love, and you really want to do it, and you see this as the only opportunity for you to do it, and you like really choose that, people at first are going to maybe try to make you feel guilty or bad about it. But afterwards, after you've done it, they're going to respect you. They're going to see you with different eyes. The eyes of, wow, you can actually do that? You're going to open up their minds and their views and their level of understanding, and also expand that box that they're living in. We're all living in our boxes, right? And our boxes are limited by our own experiences of what we have seen or experienced ourselves. And once you break out of that, you do something different, you break that box and you expand that box to a different experience, to more things. And when you're doing it in front of your family, your friends, you are expanding their boxes. You are letting them know there's another way. You're letting them know there's another possibility, another choice here. And that is powerful. You're not just expanding yourself and your joy, but everyone else around you. And like I'm saying, at the beginning, you may get pushback. I'm not saying go and take a vacation and leave your family behind. I'm just using this as an example, okay? Don't take this as like, okay, she said to that. No. I'm just using this as an example. If that is what you're really feeling, then go ahead and do it. As a matter of fact, when I used to live in Tennessee, I used to drive to see my family in New York. It used to take me 2 days because it was like 18-hour drive, and I just did it in 2 days. I would always stay there somewhere overnight. And so that was 4 days of my vacation that I spent traveling just to see them and to get back home. Why didn't I fly? Because I had a dog, and my dog would come with me everywhere. So we just travel with the dog. Anyway, during Thanksgiving break, as I was working as a teacher, I only had 4 or 5 days available. I was not going to spend 4 days traveling so I can just spend 1 day with them. It didn't work out. And so I drove to Florida. Florida was only 8 hours from where I was, and it was beautiful. I used to spend a nice time there. Other times, when I found someone to dog sit for me, I would actually fly to Florida, because why change something that I was so enjoying to go see my family when I had already let that go? I had already let that part go. It was great for me, right? I was single. I was traveling with other friends, not even by myself. So other friends are choosing the same thing, going to the beach, to a nice weather, enjoying myself, and just having this wonderful time. Guys, did you know that when you go to places like Florida or something like that during Thanksgiving, it's pretty much empty? It's really nice, guys, because everybody else is at home with their family. So it's empty. It's really a good time to go. I kid you not. So it was really nice. And then I would come back, I would be so refreshed, and I felt like I was on top of the world because I had done something for me, for myself. I had chosen me over anything else, right? And how many of you feel that weight of I have to go see my family? How many people know for a fact that there's going to be some type of conflict during the holidays with their family? This happens because as you are living alone, on your own and away from your family, you're for the first time beginning to make your own decisions, live your life the way you want to, having pizza for breakfast if you want to without having someone telling you that that's the wrong thing or looking at you with judgmental eyes. You're able to eat your dessert first if that's what you choose. You're able to do whatever it is that you want without having someone looking at you and telling you that that's the wrong thing, right? And then you go back to your parents' home or to your family for the holidays, and you feel all of those same judgmental things. And this is where the root of conflicts comes during the holidays, when people come back together after being alone for so long, because you've been living freely for so long, and then you come back and then you feel all of those impositions upon yourself again. The impositions, the judgment, all of that stuff comes up, and it bothers you or triggers you when you haven't done the work, when you haven't healed enough. I am not saying you cannot go back home for the holidays and not have that you can have a really amazing time. You can, but that happens while you heal. When you are away and you're tuning into yourself and what you want to do and all of the things that you're feeling to do, like the way that you like to do, your own choice, and then you're healing the wound that you learned as a child. And then you can go back to the family for the occasions, and then if and when the judgment comes or the criticism comes up, it doesn't bother you anymore because you're healed. And what does that look like? It looks like you smiling at the person doing the judgment over you, because now you're seeing them as like, oh yeah, I know this is gonna happen. Wow, that's pretty cool. And you just kind of like let it come to you and just go right over your head and keep on going, and you're just smiling and loving on the person because they are who they are, because you love them the way they are, because that is their journey. But you are no longer touched or bothered by the words that are coming out of their mouth. That is what healing looks like. And then because you're not triggered, then what happens? There is no conflict, and then everything can work nicely and harmoniously in your family. All right, I think I went like in several different areas. I hope that this makes sense to you. Actually, I'm sure it's going to make sense to you. Sending you so much love, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.